Welcome to my Days of Our Lives official channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. After learning of Paulina's medical miracle, Eli and Lani make an advertisement. Plus, Wendy questions Tripp's offer in his bedroom. Steve looks at online papers about Wendy and Tripp's deliverance and Clyde on the run. He tosses the tablet on the bed as Kayla returns to him. She relays that Tripp and Wendy are resting comfortably and it's 100 thanks to him. He shares the credit with her. In Wendy's sanitarium room, Tripp says he knows his mama feels terrible about what happened, but with her, history has a way of repeating itself. He couldn't live with himself if commodity like this ever happened again. Wendy assures him he doesn't have to take care of her, but credits him with keeping them stable in the tank. She says there last many moments and they are kind of vague, as if she imagined the whole thing. He explains the brain generates its own sensitive inputs when it runs out of oxygen. Are you telling me I did imagine some of it? Further, Chicago Med star returns to direct. Chanel and Johnny meet Abe in the sanitarium lobby. They don't understand how Paulina is doing better since the only result was a heart transplant. However, he might suppose he pictured the whole thing if Abe didn't know more. Coming to Paulina's empty, rumpled sanitarium bed, Eli reaches out to soothe a panicked Lani. Eli and Lani come to Paulina's room and find the bed empty. Lani panics as Abe, Chanel, and Johnny come in. Sarah follows, pushing Paulina in a wheelchair. Sarah explains that Paulina's tests look good and her heart towel appears healthy, defying all medical explanation. It's nothing short of a phenomenon. Paulina and Abe partake a knowing grin. Paulina announces there's another phenomenon to celebrate. Abe has his memory back. Abe tells Lani he remembers the day he set up out, she was his son. Indeed, though they now know she's not his biologically, he'll always be proud to be her father. He also remembers falling in love with Paulina for the first time. He's so happy he got to do it each over again. Johnny notes that while the Demoros have a devil in their midst, the Carvers must have an angel. Yes, we do, Abe chuckles. Further details on Suit's derivation. Sitting at the bottom of their bed, Kayla leans into Steve. His arm wraps around her. In their bedroom, Steve tells Kayla he was suitable to save Tripp because she tutored him CPR. Plus, if he hadn't learned ASL with her times agone, he no way would have picked up on Wendy's indication. Still, he's troubled by not only Clyde, but Constantine, Abe not having his memory, and Paulina dying in the sanitarium. Kayla stuns him by explaining that Paulina has completely recovered. After Johnny and Chanel have left Paulina's room, Eli and Lani step out so Eli can take a call. Paulina and Abe decide it's stylish to keep Lexi's angelic intervention to themselves. Paulina worries about Abe flashing back all the falsehoods she told. Abe calls her a complicated, amazing woman, and he can't stay to make new recollections with her. Abe leans his elbow on Paulina's sanitarium bed. They hypercritically smile as she caresses his face. When Eli hangs up the phone in the lobby, he tells Lani his FBI status has been changed to part-time special agent. Meaning, he can now consult with the DOJ. They gave him everything he asked for and further. Lani is so proud of him. Still, with the job ind.c, he doesn't know how he feels about leaving their family again. She doesn't know moreover. Further, cleaner stagers tapped for online cleaner in Wendy's room. Tripp says his memory is hazy, too, and asks what she thinks happened in the tank. Sarah interrupts them to examine Wendy. After learning from Chanel and Johnny in the forecourt that Abe got his memory back, Steve and Kayla enter with flowers. Steve is quick to condemn Ava for everything, but Tripp defends his mama. Steve relents, thankful both he and Wendy are okay. He was so spooked while trying to revive him. He apologizes for cracking his caricature, however. Kayla assures him it's common and Tripp says it's a small price to pay. He's thankful for his father. The men embrace and express their love. Kayla holds flowers in front of Wendy's sanitarium bed. A beaming Sarah and Tripp stand bedside. Steve and Kayla leave when Chanel and Johnny show up with 2 confection boxes from Sweet Bits. Wendy notices Chanel's marriage ring and happily congratulates them. Tripp always knew they'd end up together. Johnny notes they're each where they belong. Tripp and Wendy partake a moping look. Steve and Kayla visit Abe and Paulina, who thank them for all they've done. Abe has appreciated their hospitality, but quips they're losing him as a guest. The Johnsons are thrilled for them and invite them to regale as soon as Paulina's suitable to celebrate. Further, how Armin will be written off, the cleaning lady Wendy addresses on the phone in her sanitarium bed. After Johnny and Chanel have left her room, Wendy gets a call from her mama. After a tense but brief discussion in Mandarin, Wendy tells Tripp how angry her mama is to have learned of her dilemma from the news. Tripp suggests she's just spooked, especially after what happened to Lee. Wendy knows. And she's been spooked before too, but no way as spooked as she was last night. But at the same time, she's no way felt as safe as she did in his arms. When Johnny and Chanel give Sarah a box of afters. For the staff, Sarah offers the Horton cabin to them for a honeymoon since they don't want to be too far from Paulina. More a return to Gray's deconstruction? At Paulina's sanitarium bedside, Eli, Lani and Abe smile at Johnny and Chanel at the bottom of the bed. Chanel holds a bakery box. After Paulina visits with Jules and Carver off-screen, Eli drops off the halves with Julie at the domain. When he returns, he and Lani tell Paulina and Abe about Eli's job offer ind.c. But they only take it if Paulina will be truly happy for them, however, they stay in Salem if not. Paulina doesn't want them to go, but she knows they've to do what's right for their family. Johnny and Chanel return, as does Sarah, who says Paulina could be discharged as early as hereafter. She has to follow up with specialists, but the end is surely in sight. Eventually alone with no callers, Wendy asks Tripp if he really proposed to her last night. In the lobby, Steve tells Kayla that Clyde's escape is still eating at him, especially since he killed Abigail and abducted Kayla and Joe. Kayla knows he'll be set up and brought back to captivity. Steve growls that Clyde more hope the police find him before he does. Kayla looks concerned. Cooperation, medical inquiry, parents shocked. Days of Our Lives reveal suckers should brace themselves for some intriguing moments in Salem. Days of Our Lives highlights 2 new characters join the platoon, trouble to save some loved bones. While someone has a medical inquiry for their croaker friend, and parents are shocked to see what they find in their son's bedroom. What should suckers anticipate during Tuesday's show? It's time to unravel it all. DOL2 further join the Sweats Days. Spoilers for Tuesday, March 12th indicate that 2 further of Salem's locals will join the platoon to deliver Wendy Shin and Tripp Johnson. DOL cooperation, medical inquiry, parents shocked will pitch in to help? It'll presumably be Jada Hunter and Rafe Hernandez still, suckers will have to tune in to find out. Meanwhile, over at the sanitarium, Ava Vitali will offer to be there for Harris Michaels. What will his response to this be? Days of Our Lives highlights, Brady Black turns to Sarah Horton across city. Days spoilers for Tuesday, March 12th hint that Brady Black will turn to Sarah Horton to learn further about comas. Also read Days of Our Lives appearances and goings. Lani leaves Salem, temporary recast in lead part. He's probably further than curious as to when Holly Jonas will flash back the events that passed on New Year's Eve so she can exculpate his son Tate Black. Brady may also wonder if Holly is faking amnesia to cover for herself. DOLEJ and Nicole DeMaris shock. Speaking of Holly and Tate, Days show note that the drama is about to hit the addict as the teenage girl's mama and stepdad will catch Tate in her bedroom. From the sounds of it, both parents will be shocked and worried. Still, added teasers state that EJ DeMera will fully lose his cool. In fact, it looks like he'll throw the book at Tate, and the teen will be arrested formally again and transferred to jail. Still, Nicole DeMera and Holly will go to club for the youthful man, but will EJ hear to reason?